Folks, welcome to a brand new episode of Trainwreck tonight. We are live here at Studio D in Cheek to Vegas. Packed house tonight. Holy jeez.
Let's go.
We got Sack Bunt, GM Smokey, Topher, Tucked. You got myself, Degenerate L, Maniac, DJ Supreme, and Producer Burrs. Maniac, show sponsor?
Show sponsor, Code Socks and the Mafia Homecoming Party. Tomorrow, Soho 5 to 10 is going to be like Woodstock multiplied by Warped Tour, multiplied by your senior prom. It's going to be the place to be. It's going to be the spot to party with Donald Jones, Stevie Johnson, Joe Licata, Marcus Easley, all kinds of former Bills. Famous Bills fans, go to mafiaparty.ticketfly.com. It's not a Tony Soprano link. You're going to be partying with the celebrities of Buffalo at Soho, 5 to 10, open bar, mafiaparty.ticketfly.com.
And realistically, it could be the last nice Friday night.
Oh, it might be.
Soho rooftop, 75 degrees.
They're calling it a last hurrah of sorts for the patio.
But folks, we have a very special guest tonight. Multiple people in sports media said there's no way we're going to get this guy. Beauvais of Channel 7, Tim Graham.
A lot of doubters.
Jonah Javad, quote unquote, you're lucky you got me, you're never going to get him.
Javad said that?
I'll never forget him saying that, just knifing it through my heart.
And I was just like...
Team knows.
I was like, there's no chance. But here he is, Joe Buscaglia in the house tonight. Joe, how are you?
I'm great, guys. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
This is awesome, but let's get right into it. This Sunday, Bills, Bengals.
All right.
Wait, what? What's going on here? It is the Hogwarts Gauntlet. Joe Buscaglia, you are going to talk about your former co-workers, your former cohorts, and you are going to assign them to a house of Hogwarts from the Harry Potter series.
Hang on.
Whoa, oh my. This is what happens when you do as much scouting as Joe does.
Little Slytherin
Little
socks.
Slytherin socks for the boys. Saturday is no longer exclusive. It's Slytherin socks
for the boys.
For the boys. Al, are you going to kick us off here?
I think you're first.
Okay, I'm going
You're
first.
rolling first.
We are going to rock with Howard Simon.
So wait, real quick. We have
Okay.
Hufflepuff.
Oh yeah, sorry. We got to break down. For those who aren't familiar, the houses of Harry Potter, I mean, they're more than just a Quidditch team, right, Al?
Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, and Joe B's Slytherin.
Joe B is Slytherin.
Do I have to give you a reason why they're in each house?
Maybe a minor breakdown might be helpful.
Okay,
for
One
sure.
sentence.
So we're going with Hose first?
Oh, yeah, host lead us off.
Okay, Hose is definitely a Hufflepuff.
That makes sense. I think
mean,
that's the easiest.
Yes, I mean, even though he's a little bit on the cheap side, or plays it up anyway on the radio, but he, I think, even though, he's not actually well-versed in the art of food, I feel like that's where he lands.
Are you already more challenged than you are watching an all 22 after like a week of play? You look like you're really getting into that analysis.
Honestly, whenever like I meet some new people and we get onto the topic of Harry Potter, I always ask for their house, and then they're just like, "Well, I don't know." So then you got to bust out the quiz.
Okay, that's
It's
fair.
Many quizzes to try and
It's
discern
on.
who they
It's
are.
on.
Yeah, because they get to choose their own destiny. That's what
Sure.
Harry Potter's all about, right?
Next up, Mike Show.
Ooh, I'm conflicted between a Slytherin and a Ravenclaw for him. I'm gonna go with Slytherin. He's there's a bit of cunning to him. He's well versed. I think he's Slytherin.
Okay. Shope is definitely a Slytherin. Now that I think more about it, that's kind of an obvious one. Next one up, of course, his cohort, Giant Goalie Son's dad, Chris Parker, the Bulldog. What house are you putting him in?
Gryffindor without even
That's fair.
hesitation.
You know, if you gave me 100 yards from Singletary on Sunday, I might take that.
He's such a good dude. I mean, and he will literally do anything for you. A lot of valor in that guy. So, yeah, Gryffindor all the way.
He's got to have a lot of valor, for sure.
He's taller than me.
Rare.
Yes.
I'm a tall guy.
Rare.
People look at me and they're like, "Oh, you're tall," and I'm looking at you and I'm like, "I'm short as hell."
Yeah, he's one of the only people in the media that I actually have to
look up to in more ways than one, as we said.
Look at you with the nice little quips.
Quads are en route. Jeremy White.
I'll say Jer is a... Wow. My initial was Ravenclaw, but I don't know. I think he might be a Slytherin as well.
Can you imagine that quadruple stroller heading down Hurdle?
Oh my gosh!
On a Saturday morning.
Up to 4-4 at GR.
Is he going a 1x4 or is he going a 2-2?
Oh, it's definitely 1x4.
It's a 1x4.
1x4.
It's
Oh
wide. It's a
gosh.
wide lane. Like,
Yeah.
get out the way.
I would love to see.
Could be stadium seating, like 2 and then like 2.
Oh wow,
Up
a
the
stadium
deck?
would be good. Yeah,
that would be most
yeah. You
efficient.
keep the fussy ones in the upper deck; they're easily accessible.
I kind of want to see a baby hose in a stroller. That would be great.
Oh, no doubt. I think maybe we should go 1x5 and have Howard ride along with him. That would be great live content. No doubt. Okay, next we have the King of Sacramento, Nate Geary.
Oh God. Oh, I've known Nate a long time. I've known him since he was at Buff State.
You're spoiling later material.
Sorry,
Joe.
Sorry, it might be. I'll say Nate is Hufflepuff.
Wow.
It's not a bad
Wow,
thing.
Nate. Have fun boarding with Howard Simon.
I've heard Hufflepuff's a bad thing.
Yeah,
Hufflepuff
Hufflepuff
is not a bad thing. Like
The thing about Howard is his name could literally be Hufflepuff, and it would probably still be appropriate, right?
I think with Nate, I'm just judging this based off his Instagram. He has a lot of fine dining.
He appreciates the finer
Yes.
things in life for
Yes.
sure.
So because Hufflepuff was right next to the kitchen,
I mean,
I'm with him on Hufflepuff.
a guy who averages 1.8 boomerangs per day is definitely someone who appreciates the finer things.
Perfect place. Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Jeff Rusek. We gotta talk about Jeff. And
Rusak?
yeah,
Yep,
I'm so glad you brought him
oh,
up. Did
we're
you have
bringing
him on?
we're bringing no, we have not had him on yet.
Oh my God!
But we have used him in multiple gifts and reactions to other things that happen, and he loves it.
what is ping ping? What the hell is ping ping? I thought it was a typo when you guys start like
No,
agreeing.
it was definitely a typo. So, him and I, when I used to work the late shift at Channel 7, they have a ping pong table upstairs in like the business area. So we would have like best of 7 on our lunch break.
Okay.
And I usually got the better of him. Sometimes he got the better of me. It was fairly even. But then he said that I left because I was afraid to play him in ping pong.
Confirmed. You're afraid to play him in ping pong. We just got that inside info. That's a Trainwreck Sports exclusive report. We got next up, we have international superstar, 6-time Grammy nominee, Jenna Kalari.
Oh, Jenna is a Gryffindor.
Still not verified.
Still, where's
Is
the
she
check?
real?
Where's the
No
check
check
mark?
mark.
Damn it!
No check mark. Jenna Harder has it.
Do you have any Twitter, Paul? What's the deal? Can you message some people?
That's all verified, Steele. I don't know. I think there's some sort of, you have to get your company to email. I don't know.
Yeah, who's in charge? Like HR, right? Has to message whoever and be like, I'm HR, and then they got to
so.
verify that they're HR.
Right. So, I don't know. I just woke up one day and it was, hey, it's verified. So.
Must be nice to be Joby. I just woke up one day and I had a blue check mark. You know? Seriously.
No, just trying. So yeah, she's Gryffindor.
Okay.
She is such a hard worker, and she will do anything for anybody. So Jenna.
I think that
Gryffindor.
speaks to the greatness of the Buffalo sports media scene. We're filling up these houses pretty quick here.
Yeah, for sure. All over the board. I know who's coming next.
It's
Stop looking at my rundown, Bobay!
it's not his Southtowns.
You just said his name.
That's true. Damn it!
Matt Bove.
He's a Hufflepuff. I told him that flat out.
Wow.
I told
wow.
hang on.
Wow.
I told him that flat out, and he will confirm this with you if you ask him independently. Wow. About 2 years ago, I'm like, you're a Hufflepuff. And he's like, no, Hufflepuffs are lame. And I'm like, read into a Hufflepuff and tell me you're not. And he read into it. He's like, all right, I'm a Hufflepuff.
This is awesome. We're confirming all kinds of stuff about WKBW. Rusak crushes you at ping, and Bove knows that he's late. That's two things that we just confirmed.
I did not even say Rusak's house, by the way.
Oh, you didn't. You just told us House Ping Pong. House Stamos from Entourage.
He's House Ping Ping.
House Ping Ping.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
No, he's probably Ravenclaw.
Big claw guy.
But yeah, I told Bove to look up the traits of a Hufflepuff. And even today we talked about it, and he's just like, yeah, Hufflepuff through and through. He loves it.
Big time.
He's accepted it into his heart.
Next up, a guy we gotta have on the show, Keith Radford.
Oh God.
I mean, he's kind of.
I have no idea about Keith.
I mean, Keith with his phone and his
Keith
pose.
is the teacher of Defender of the Dark Arts.
There's people, and then there's what we call next level, and that's where K-Rad WKBW is.
I have literally no idea what house he would be in. He's in his own.
He's a headmaster.
Yeah,
I think he's a headmaster.
Yeah.
Safe to say.
He's something. He's a lot of fun. That's for sure.
Okay, this is now, I saw some Harry Potter shade between you two, so I gotta throw this in here.
Bring it.
Ashley Rowe.
She thought I was in Ravenclaw, which she is.
She's greatly mistaken.
She is definitely mistaken on that. Rose at Gryffindor.
Okay.
Yeah, she just like Jenna Coleri, hard worker, will do anything for anybody.
As example, the other day when I went to WKBW, and she let me in the gate.
Yeah, she's all world. She's definitely an asset that they have over there.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been to prisons, and WKBW was harder to get into than a prison. And it was harder to get out of as well.
The three lockdowns.
Oh my gosh, there was like multiple gates, and then I went in one gate, and I was trapped in a new gate, and it was just like, it was a maze.
Yeah, well, I'm glad she helped you out.
Big time help.
Matthew Fairburn.
Fairburn is a Ravenclaw.
Why?
Through and through. He's
Yeah.
a club, big time. I
Yeah.
can just, from seeing him on the sideline for sure.
A little bit quieter, but very intelligent and very studious. Oh, look at this guy.
Oh, yes.
Producer.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, he's Ravenclaw.
Okay.
I don't know if he's a huge. I knew we read him. I don't know if he's a huge Harry Potter guy though.
Okay, and last but not least, save the best for last.
Our
Tim Graham. Your new coworker
You're
at the
claiming him?
Athletic, yeah. If there was ever a Severus Snape,
Tim. Yeah.
seriously, am I right?
Tim.
Am I right?
Yes.
Tim is a total slip. That's
definitely.
without question. But
Rodex moving down south.
Yeah, definitely a Rhodes. And then, I mean, I don't know, does that make Voldemort like Mike Harrington? I mean, we're opening up a whole other universe. And I don't want to get into that. Let's not do that.
well, Tim, I think Slytherins are very misunderstood, actually, because
no doubt.
not all of them are bad. Obviously, you just referenced like the most important character into the entire world, and that's Severus Snape. Because not only did he con, the greatest villain of all time there, but he also conned Harry Potter all at the same time because he was playing his role so well.
This conversation could probably go on about what, 10 weeks, or whatever. Yeah. But my favorite thing is when Alan Rickman would be on set and the director would be trying to tell him to do something, and he'd be like, "No, I can't do that because you don't understand." Like that's what he would basically just say. Like, I know stuff that you don't know, and I can't do that.
Oh, R.I.P. Alan Rickman. He was awesome.
If I grab Thar's hammer, you shall be avenged.
Alright, so I know a lot of fans are probably like, why are we talking about Harry Potter still, but we're going to keep rolling. A couple questions for you.
Yes, bring it.
Dumbledore has a scar above his left knee. That is a perfect map of what?
Oh, God.
We went right for the hardcore. We're not messing around with, like, where did Harry Potter live?
I heard you were the biggest diehards.
Godric's Hollow? No?
The London Underground.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
How many staircases does Hogwarts have?
81?
142. What is the maximum speed of a firebolt broomstick?
The best thing is that there's nothing worse than being passionate about something and then someone just goes right in your face with a bunch of trivia and you don't know it. We had the example with Supreme at the Wing Festival, that trivia master or whatever, he just goes, "What are you really about?" And I go, "I don't even want to talk with you because I know you're just about to embarrass me." He's like, "I'm like wrestling," and he just rattles off 8 straight questions. I didn't even know one thing.
175.
Not bad, 150.
Okay, you've done your studying there, Buscaglia. Come on now.
All right, you went for the jugular though, but I appreciate it.
Hardcore fans only.
It literally said like expert toughest question. That's what I looked. I was like, I had
triple black diamond. I
Yes.
think that's what it said. Yeah.
I
So.
like that.
yeah,
Okay.
which someone sent me down after I did a bunny hill my first time ever going out.
Oh, dude, bro.
It was
black diamonds are like vertical.
Yeah, and the people that were riding above me while I fell off my skis and slammed my head.
They're probably so pissed. Like, get out of my way. Yeah.
Javad's a Slytherin too.
Oh.
Oh my.
If I've ever seen one. He might just transform into a snake. I hate to say it.
He's Nagini.
He's big time Nagini. But who does that make Neville?
Oh God. gosh.
Okay, all right. We're going
That's
today.
it.
We're gonna save that for your next episode
Okay,
for sure.
perfect.
All right, so Joe, big Southtowns guy.
Yeah.
From Hamburg,
Yep.
St. Francis.
Yep. Started off in the Frontier School District.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
I did not. That's something I did not know. So
Right
you
through,
started
right
off
through
in
middle
Frontier.
school. Yep.
Okay, then so high school we went to St. Francis.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, what makes the Southtowns so great? Because we are both. Listen,
I didn't know where that sentence was gonna go. Up to the so.
So we are big Northtowns guys.
Big
Okay,
North
right.
Towns.
What is up with if you're from the Southtowns, you don't leave. It's like you won't go past Cheektowaga to Pew. It's like
You're not going north of the Galleria. That's what they're saying. No, not going north.
My
of the
God,
Galleria.
Transit
definitely
Road.
not. And that's
So-
just because you're jettisoning out of the county.
just curious. What is so great about the Southtowns?
Well, I mean, recently it's the renaissance of the villages. Not Orchard Park not included. Hamburg and East Aurora have been just absolute.
Yeah.
Like the village of Hamburg is one of my favorite spots going because they have so many good restaurants and bars that are opening up down there.
Alchemy.
Alchemy is a great spot.
Have you been there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Like 3 or 4 times.
All right.
I like the whole get the beer out of the fridge,
Yeah.
pay for it, and then you're good to go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the Grange Community Kitchen down there is one of my favorite spots. They've got like, my favorite ice cream places down there. Some good park area. That's cool. But East Aurora is awesome as well because like how many great stuff do you have? Obviously the big one is Barville that everyone goes to for their wings.
Even Monday or Tuesday night, you're waiting 2 hours. I feel like
Exactly.
you gotta get there at like either
Exactly.
4 or like 9.
So yeah, in that 42 North is an awesome spot. Griffin Gastropub has one of the coolest, unique menus that I know of. So it's those 2 spots themselves are pretty great. The snow, as compared to the Northtowns, not great because
Way more fluffier and plentiful, I would say.
very much
That's
so.
my assessment.
It made a lot of my midnight drives home from Channel 7 quite adventurous.
There are a lot of times where the Northtowns, honestly, I'd say gets nothing, and the Southtowns gets obliterated.
Right.
Like, a lot of people from Buffalo, like, outside of Buffalo area don't realize that. There's times where Hamburg, Orchard is getting crushed.
Remember the November storm and the wall?
Oh, yeah. Literally. I'm telling you, because
Wow.
I worked at Verizon, and I worked at stores north of it, like in
Oh, God.
the Williamsville area, and then there were stores in West Seneca where they were like, we're shutting down for the week. Like, you know, like, it's, like, ridiculous.
So, funny story, at that time, I was living right off Hurdle. And obviously, we got next to nothing. Like, I could see blades of grass peeking through the snow. And one of my best friends that I went to high school with, he was down in Hamburg right by the lake. And I was like, hey, everything good down there? He's like, yep, just shoveling snow off my roof. That he was able to climb onto because of the
That's insane.
Yeah,
I hate to say it about snow, but it's almost comforting when it gets to like that apocalypse level. It's
Oh,
just
I-
like, oh, I'm not even gonna try and do anything. Like versus like, oh, I have to like shovel my car out.
Well,
and stuff
I'm
like
locked
that.
in.
Yeah, yep, I'm in for the day.
Nothing to do today.
Joe, gotta ask you about the St. Francis days.
Okay.
Because, one, were you ever a part of Jersey game days at school?
Nope.
Because you had to wear a tie every day, right? Is that-
Yeah.
I was wearing a tie every day to school. I'm going to school in a
Not
UB
bad.
Bulls jersey.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like shorts, jersey. It's amazing.
It wasn't bad. I mean,
I still can't tie a tie.
that's unfortunate. How old
Yeah.
are you?
My father's right over there. He still ties them for me.
Got some clip-ons?
No cup-ons.
That's awesome.
So
shout out to GM Smokey for never stopping
Yep.
being a dad.
He'll tie my tie, and what I'll do is, every time I have to wear a new one, I'll just loosen it up, take it off, and I hang it right back up and tie
The
tighten it
loosen
back
it up and tighten it back
Yep,
up
it's
is
amazing.
a pro move.
I can
for
usually
sure.
go 4 to 5 times.
There is someone that I've worked with in the past 10 years that does that, or did that.
Beauvais.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, because you know how I know? Is because I went to the offices and I was in your area and there were 20 ties, like lassos, just all around the
Loosen?
I put one on my head as like, I was Rambo, I was running around like the WKBW, it was awesome. I knew that right away, that was awesome. That was trivia that I knew. It was so good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I think we would always try to get away with having our top buttons undone.
Okay.
And if you get caught too many times, you get a detention.
That's awesome.
It never actually happened.
Bad boys,
It's never-
tie is unloosened. It's one of those things you get used to, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
dress shirt and tie, it's like, after a couple weeks, you almost don't even notice the difference. It sounds ridiculous, but you really don't even know.
You sound like somebody that went there.
No, but for our job where we really shouldn't have had to dress up, we had to wear suits every single day. So the idea of that, like, it becomes monotonous, literally routine.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I mean, tuck the shirt in. You always get that for that, but yeah, not bad.
Right. Plus, you look good. You look a little good, you know?
I don't know about those days.
Okay. So, did you take the bus at St. Francis?
No.
Okay, that ruins my next question.
Damn it!
I'm sorry.
The reason why I was going to ask you...
You have to get rerouted from where I lived to Frontier High School and then to St.
So, my source...
The great source.
I had a great source told me that he went to St. Francis, got dropped off at Hamburg High, had to walk through the school to get picked up by another bus for St. Francis, and they get heckled the whole way through.
Your source is faulty because I literally have never done that.
But you said you never took the bus.
I took the bus to Frontier one day, and I'm just like, this is inefficient.
Yeah, and that's what this.
And I hate a lack of efficiency.
So yeah, my source said dropped off at Hamburg, had to walk through the school, picked up by St. Francis, and like the whole way through. It's kind of a rivalry, right? It's got to be.
Yeah.
At all? Like Hamburg, St. Francis, not? Like,
yeah, well, no. I mean, I didn't even go through Hamburg. That's the thing. Like, the first time I did it, I went through Frontier High School.
So you don't know. Okay.
I just love the idea of a young Joe Buscaglia looking at a spreadsheet with the bus times and then, like, basic public transportation, walking with my bike, like, and seeing it's way more efficient.
So much more efficient, too.
Way more efficient.
I ended up getting dropped off every day, so thanks, Joe Sr. and Shelly Buscaglia. I appreciate that.
Shout out to Joe Sr. and Shelly.
They're resting.
No question.
They're resting comfortably in Florida right now.
Right. You're Florida State.
Not anymore.
What happened to Florida? What do you mean?
I was a little rubbed the wrong way about the whole about how they handled certain investigations.
That's incredible.
Ooh.
You do not see that from a fan or like alumni very often. So you're not going full Seminole right now. You're not throwing it in at the 50 and riding around on the horse.
I might be wearing garnet, but I don't wear garnet on Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't watch them anymore. Truth be told, like I had a lot of fun going there, and
how many years? So is that right? Is that St. Francis, the Florida State?
Yeah, for 2 years I went there, and then I got the opportunity to do potentially an internship at GR, so I moved back up and stopped and went to Buff State for my final 2. And so that ended up working out, thankfully.
Let's go Bengals.
So I was there for a couple of years. I went and saw tons of Florida State basketball games, tons of baseball games. I mean, every football game that was there. Yep. But like everything was free for students, which was awesome.
That's the best part.
And when I was there, it was when Duke had their undefeated run with J.J. Redick and Sheldon Williams.
Wow.
And FSU upset that on their home court.
Yep.
As a #1, and we rushed the court prematurely. Had to get called back. Dick Vitale was.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was like courtside for it.
Holy.
And we rushed the court, and then they're like, get back. I'm surprised they didn't call anything.
That's the thing. They always say you can't do that because that's going to be a technical. But instead, you just got the social technical of having to walk back to your seat and sit now.
And then do it again.
But you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait.
Duke was so far out of it, it didn't even matter.
It also depends on what's the spread.
Oh,
if Vegas needs Duke, technical.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I mean? And if FSU is -3, I mean, you shouldn't even be rushing.
There's no way to
But you see in the modern day, like a lot of teams do rush with as a favorite. They're like, what the heck are you doing?
So you were at FSU for 2 years.
Yeah, you got it.
Who were the best basketball players and football players at that time?
Oh God.
Anyone that's made the NBA, NFL that were like?
No.
Really?
Yeah, no NBA guys. They had a big recruit that everyone was excited about when I was there named Uche Echefu. He was like top 10 recruit.
Okay.
But he never panned out. He was there for 4 years, never came to fruition.
Okay.
I was just a little bit late of Al Thornton. He got there a little bit after I did. But they had some prototypical college basketball players, like this one dude named Andrew Wilson, fair-headed gentleman, just shot threes, lights out. He was fun. Football, they actually did have some NFL guys. Leon Washington. who ended up being like a 5th or 6th round pick, Lorenzo Booker. But I was also there when the whole like FSU cowgirl thing became a thing. So like Jen Sturger, you know who that is?
Jen Sturger.
Yeah. So she.
Oh, I know.
That was when I was there, and
Okay.
so she was sitting in the front row.
So excited to say Jen Sturger, just like a kid going into Discovery Zone.
Jen Sturger.
I was what, 14, 15?
Oh, that story was incredible. Like I mean, you know, and
Brent Musburger gave her quite the.
a bunch of red-blooded Americans.
That's
just
the one.
applied to Florida State.
That's the one.
Busburger is awesome. Like think about I hate to say it, but like think about like the fact that he's like now like the Raiders guy. Like isn't that kind of incredible that he's survived this climate?
Yeah.
Honestly, the way he acts.
Remember, I'm still at that age. I'm at home.
It was incredible.
I have to be careful with what I Google.
Oh, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's my father's Dell computer, huge monitor. I'm not gonna be like it's probably like
56K
cheerleader.
broadband.
There's a bit, yeah.
Okay, huge.
You know what I'm saying? though? Like,
Sorry,
yeah.
Smoke.
Not on dial-up.
No,
If you're on dial-up, you're angling the computer like away from the door. Like, it's over here.
I still see email addresses that are AOL.com. Don't know how that's still
Oh,
possible.
dude, people still use Roadrunner. People are set in their ways, I'm telling you.
I forgot. There's one person I ran into recently that had an AOL. Like,
Oh, yeah.
what?
It's incomprehensible that anyone would still be on AOL. Think about that door opening, door close noise when someone would log in. What was your AIM screen name?
Skags2867.
Oh, that was definitely it. That was not a lie.
Wait, so it's Skags and you
Skags with a
pronounce,
Z? With a Z?
Well, here
you pronounce the G?
Not in the last name. So when
Or
I
Skaz?
Skaz, yes. That's the French pronunciation. So when I was like in first grade, I went to Pinehurst Elementary in the Frontier District, and the guy who just retired as the Frontier head basketball coach, Gary Domzowski, he was my gym teacher and South Buffalo guy. I just found this out like last year when I did a story on him for him retiring. He's like, yeah, I'm a South Buffalo guy. We give out nicknames, and I didn't want to say your last name, so I gave you the name Skags, and it stuck all the way through. So my friends know me as Skags, and so that's why it was weird initially when I got into the media, and everyone's like, Joe, and it's like, no, that's Skags.
And then are you still helping out basketball coaching at all?
No,
I read an article. I wasn't sure if that's still going on.
I did.
Okay.
I was an assistant freshman coach for 3 years at Franny's.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. Those teams were great. It didn't do great record-wise, but like just so much fun seeing the progression from one side of the year to the next. Because especially freshman year, like kids are going through major height fluctuations too, and you can always tell. It's kind of like the same way with like dogs when they're puppies. Like if they have big feet, you know they're much bigger.
Big paws,
like
yeah.
Freshman basketball players, if they are like 5'7" and have a size 13 shoe, you're like, oh, you're gonna be 6'3" eventually once you get there. But
you know the saying. You know what they say about big feet. Big prospect later in high school, for sure. That's the phrase.
Or at least taller.
Yeah, definitely.
Biggest St. Francis rival? That's a tough one.
You gotta give Joey credit that he's literally assessing all these questions.
Honestly,
it's like a life or death. Like
no, seriously, because I'm always in my head.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
that's
I need
the
to give
thing.
it a full thought. Not Joe's. It's either Canisius or Timon. I'll probably say Timon when I was there.
Joe Licata's time.
Joe versus Joe. We could
Joe
have maybe a
Licata's
little battle down the line.
maybe.
Okay.
Back when I was there, Timon.
I would love to see you two go at it in giant sumo suits. Sorry.
We've actually done some run on the basketball court.
Okay.
He's a great shooter, but I actually had to face guard him a couple of times.
Oh, that's an intimidating sight. I had to catch a couple of throws from him. Topher as well. I mean, we were having some trouble. Little zip on that pip, if you know what I'm saying.
So, let's see here. You've been covering the Bills since 2010.
Yeah, that's right.
5 years at GR.
Mm-hmm.
People were devastated.
That was the first time, honestly, I remember someone leaving a media outlet and going to another outlet. Conscientiously, the first time I remember it. Don Paul does not count.
Wait,
I don't know what the Don Paulus thing, but
who was the weatherman at Channel 7 when you started there?
which we have a lot of them. So
The main one.
It's weather people, Al. It's
at the
weather
night?
people.
at
Yeah.
the night or the morning, because
Ooh.
mornings was Andy Parker when I started, and
Okay.
Andy is awesome. Same thing with Aaron.
He's
Mankowski,
really good.
Who's doing nights.
I interned at
Aaron's doing
WJZ
nice.
when he was there.
Right.
Andy's awesome.
And then we also had and still have Autumn Lewandowski.
Autumn.
Super sweet.
She's got the check mark.
She's
Talk
she's
about
great.
branding, Autumn Lewandowski. Like, I mean, for a weather person, that name's amazing. Like Summer Fields. Like, come on, that's
And
incredible.
Joe, I gotta ask this real quick.
Yeah, bring it.
Is being a weatherman woman like the least accountable job to have? Like, think about that. Rain percentage 80%, nothing happens, and you don't get fired. It's like you're fine. Like nothing happens. Like I went on a trip this past
This is
week.
a rant.
I'm being dead serious here. This is
I know you
this
are.
is
It
something
just
where
came out my
if-
nose.
if-
My drink just came out my nose.
If I do something wrong at my job, I'm done. Like, or I'm on a written warning.
I'm done.
Don Paul can say the October storm's not going to happen, and all of a sudden, electrical poles are falling. to the
Deion
ground,
Dawkins
and
can call it a snowstorm every day, and he gets a sponsorship.
But Joe, why do you think about that?
What?
Joe, you
but,
like.
but what happens when you falsely give the wrong betting lines or the wrong bets to take?
Well, Joe, I'll tell you this. Joe, here's the deal.
For the first time, Skaggs just flipped it on us.
Wow, I was not expecting that at all.
I'm a nice guy until you push me.
What?
Until you bring out his true Slytherin.
And I'm wearing socks, right?
He's being so cunning right now.
Yes.
When I'm cold,
Yeah.
I'll tell people to fade me. Like when I, you know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. Like betting, it's like when you know you're bad, you're like, fade me.
Like, can you
this is a
imagine-
fade bet.
Could you imagine Don Paul being like, "Yeah, I've called 3 straight forecasts wrong. Fade me. It's gonna be sunny tomorrow." You
We
know?
got a sunny day for the weekend.
You know what I mean? Like,
I will say I am consistently impressed by the job that they do, like on the air. Because if you ever go and watch a broadcast, like actually in the studio, you kind of take it for granted after a while because it's just the same thing that they do every day. But like they're poised to look at, like, they have like 3 different screens, one in front of them, one on the monitor, one right to the side, and they have the wherewithal. Nothing is scripted. Everything is going.
Yep.
And they have to fill at least 2.5 to maybe even 4, sometimes 5 minutes, depending on the weather. Like, all of them are super impressive with the job that they do.
It's a cakewalk for those anchors. Stay in one spot. Oh, you might have to move over to a big screen. All right, now to your main spot. The weather people, they have to work in cultural references of what's going on that weekend, all kinds of stuff.
I remember the first time I watched Aaron Mankowski when I anchored the night news, and I just thought to myself, like, man, that is so difficult, and he makes it look so easy.
Oh, you see it. I mean, and
Right.
yeah, it's incredible. Live TV, a lot of things can happen. Things can go sideways quickly.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with that. Especially if one of their graphics isn't
Oh,
working.
the graphics.
And
The
they have to
graphics
bring
is
all of
everything.
them.
They could be in front
They
of a
do
screen,
everything.
like, talking about,
Yeah.
anything but weather. And they're talking about, it's going to be 67 in Williamsville.
I don't know where to go from that.
so before I get to my
That's a lot of my points. They're dead ends.
before I get to my next question,
Okay.
what are you doing with WKBW right now?
So after games, I'll just pop in front of the camera and we'll do a little back and forth between me and Bove, just like
Okay.
we always did.
So you're
at
still
the channels. Yeah.
So that same thing.
Yeah, same sort of deal. And I love working with Matt.
Yep.
I love working with Jenna, and so it's like it's a cool way to stay involved.
Yep.
And because I still love everybody over at Channel 7. Like, they were just absolutely great to work with. It's just the Athletic just seemed better suited for what I want to do.
Trying to do exactly. So
Exactly.
so now that you're more with the Athletic,
Mhm.
a big question that Maniac and I always have about when we have someone from the news here: are there any rivalries? Was
Okay.
there so when you were in 7, like, did you hate 4?
No.
Did you never? Did you want to?
No, absolutely not.
Did you want to hide a story from Channel 2? Did you want to beat them to that next sports
Oh,
story? You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
was there any
No.
Because everyone says that, like, there's no rivalry. Like,
Really?
holy shit! Could you imagine if Channel 7 hated Channel 4? Like, let's go.
We need
You know
to
what I
beef
mean?
up. If Trainwreck Sports has one goal besides giving the fan what they need, it is beefing up these rivals between these local news
And Jackie
outlets.
Walker gave us some. Like,
Oh
those-
yeah, she
you know what I
said
mean?
back in the day that it was legit. You guys are soft now, is what she said. You guys are all
I don't think she said that.
SAWFT. She said it
I don't
capital
think she
letters.
said
SAWFT.
No,
Jackie
no.
Walker said you're all soft.
She didn't say that, but she was definitely saying, no, why are you laughing? She definitely, like, mentioned there were rivalries.
Yeah,
There's
well,
nothing at all.
I'm,
like,
sh-
in
I'm
the,
sure back then, and I'm sure if it was a bigger media market, there would be. Because, I mean, look back to some stories that were coming out of Philly. Like, there was one reporter that went up and punched another reporter, and I believe they worked at the same place.
Wow.
Right. So that happened like 3 or 4 years ago. I think things have kind of cooled.
Can you imagine?
But I've heard some recent golf matches between some of these outlets have gotten really tense, and I think we could be on the verge of it boiling over.
I don't golf, so I
All right.
don't even know.
Oh, jeez.
So, how is the athletic, though?
Oh,
Seriously,
so-
that's what you've been doing now for the past...
Almost 2 months.
Okay.
It is awesome. We get the time, the flexibility to really dig into stuff. Like that Joe Shane feature that I just wrote on the Bills assistant GM. I literally worked on that for a month. And got to talk to Brad Stevens, which was cool. Talked to Bill Parcells. Talked to his dad. Talked to the woman who was in the Panthers ticket office that initially made the phone call for Joe Shane to Brandon Beane when Brandon Beane. Right. So it's like you get that sort of time, and they're like, no, keep going, and then we workshop everything. Also, I pitch ideas, and they're like, yeah, absolutely, let's do that. Let's see how it works, everything like that. And the response has been incredibly awesome to see. Like, I am so legitimately humbled by how many people say, hey, we read The Athletic, we love your stuff. It's super
awesome.
insightful. It's like, when I was growing up, I'm like, God, I never expected anybody to, value my opinion whatsoever. Now people are like going to me and reading stuff on their favorite team. It's just like that novelty is like never, ever, ever going to wear off. And the best part about it is the way I kind of try to do it is I try to provide as much stuff that isn't out there already, like looking at things a different way. Not even in a contrarian way, but like, I don't know, with fact and research behind it. So it's usually never just an impulsive take from me. It's well reasoned, it's well thought out, or at least I like to think it is. And then I just hope, the only thing I hope is to be able to give the fans something that they could go to their buddy and go, hey, what about this? Watch for this, or
read, yeah.
hey, what do you think about this?
Yep.
Joe kind of said it this way, so that part is just absolutely awesome.
And Joe, I mean, not trying to change the subject, but like,
No, change it.
and I'm sure Maniac feels the same way. If you would have told me 3 years ago that we would have Joe Buscaglia in this at Studio D right now, I would be like, Producer Burrs, you just had your 5th beer, and we're talking to...
His name's Burrs, and he has beers? That's great.
Oh yeah.
Producer
Producer
Burrs.
Burrs.
It's
Producer
just
Burrs.
right back at you. It's a really cool feeling.
Thanks, guys.
It is.
I appreciate that.
And obviously, at The Athletic, I mean, you like the brand is like the future of like sports coverage, news,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, so breaking that down, I mean, what could you see The Athletic doing in months, years to come that like maybe is like lost on some of the outlets that it's obviously trying to be?
Well, I think it's actually pretty simple, right? Because what are 2 things that people love consuming about their team? Analysis to help make them smarter, and the stories that you don't hear every single day. And that's kind of the model. And it's on a clean interface, and you don't have to worry about videos popping up at you or anything like that. You pay for it, so it's like,
True.
okay, well, I need to get my money's worth, and so it's our responsibility to go that extra mile every single time to provide you with something you can't get anywhere else. And so that's the part of it that I think it's self-sustaining. As long as teams are happening, it's like, okay, well, if people want to read more about it, then there's all of that there for the taking for that team of theirs. And in case they have an interest in literally any other team, they get that too. So like if you're randomly a Bills, a Sacramento Kings, a St. Louis Cardinals, and
Your Cardinals.
yeah, they are. Yeah, I don't really follow baseball that And let's say, I don't know, Tottenham. We'll say
Burrs Spurs.
Burrs Spurs. Let's say you like all 4 of those teams. You have literally a writer at least on every single one of those.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's all there.
And that's the point I definitely want to make real quick, because you're saying that Buffalo is not a major media, area, and obviously I think that's fair to say. But the team they've assembled over there has to be as large or as formidable as some of the bigger markets.
Yeah, and the response from Buffalo to us has been awesome, and so I think they really, from what we know, they really like everything that we've been doing over there so far. And so honestly, the team that we have, it's just so much fun to work with. Working with Tim and Fairburn every single day, I get to see them all the time. We get to trade ideas, trade phone numbers, all of that good stuff. We just help each other. And then I know John Vogel is just outstanding at what he does. Joe Yurden, same thing. Eric Turner, who's awesome on the film. It's great working with him. So yeah, the team that we've assembled has been pretty awesome.
DJ Supreme needs some NFL primetime tunes coming up real soon. Last question for you. You mentioned in your last article you have all these sources, all these people that you're talking to, and that's the toughest part of what we're trying to do is get in touch with people. Yeah. Is that you? Are you going after these people?
Yeah.
So you're reaching out, whether it's DMs, text messages, that you're doing all that. Like
Everything. Sometimes go through the PR staff. Like if it's a big get, you don't want to take off the team. But yeah, you just cold call, maybe have a connection from somebody else, say, hey, I got your number from this person. And that's all kind of building the base of the people that you talk to. And then, when that level of trust starts to rise, then it's like, okay, they'll start to give you numbers for other people. And once you start working in a certain area for a long time, then people will obviously recognize you a bit more and have a little bit more respect. So it's like, it takes time, but once you start getting into it and put the hard work into it, totally worth it once you get there. And I'm not even there yet.
So in the NFL,
who
is like, I don't want to say the most famous,
but
who is the most credible source of a phone number you have? And obviously you don't have to answer this if it's too but who in the NFL, whether it's a big NFL Twitter person or whatnot.
I'll show you guys.
Uh-oh. Wow. So it's just going to be our reaction.
Yes, exactly.
It's going to be great.
Let's see. What do we have here?
So does this have to stay between us 3?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Tim Hasselbeck?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not him. Oh, my gosh. That's crazy.
Well, I interviewed him back at GR. And so that's how we got that. It's
wow.
Don't say it. You have to keep it secret. Are you worried you're gonna pocket dial him? What happens if you hit B when you're out getting your third beer out of the fridge in the Southtowns?
Does anyone pocket dial anymore?
Everybody! Oh my God! I'm pocket dialing every night. Burrs is
Wait, you know who butt dialed me yesterday?
Who?
Jeremy White's mowing his damn lawn on FaceTime.
Oh jeez.
I look up, it's Jeremy. I'm at work. I'm on a call. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah. I don't know the last time that I butt dialed somebody.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's that. Back when he was still in the draft process, Colin Kaepernick, I interviewed him for a
That's
Saturday
awesome.
show. So there's some legitimate people that you get to talk to.
Are these Levi's?
No, these are Lulu's.
They look great.
Thank you.
Fire it up right now. It is week 3. The Bills are undefeated. Could they be breaking the noise record this week? Remember that they tried to do that against the Pats a couple years ago?
Disaster.
It got ugly.
Disaster.
It got ugly real quick. But it is Bills, Bengals, Bills -6, over-under sitting around 44. Must-win situation.
Must win.
They're not looking ahead, are they?
No, I don't think so. I don't think any Sean McDermott team will, honestly.
I was gonna say in this group there is no such thing as looking at because they still don't feel like they're in that upper part of the league. They still have that huge chip on their shoulder,
even
right?
though they're 6-point favorites. Yeah, they still think they're an underdog.
That line's
great mentality.
A little weird.
It worries me. It's literally scaring me, Joe. It's scaring me.
Yeah, on our preview podcast that we just did, I picked the Bills to win, but
Bengals to cover.
Oh
my gosh, my heart is literally gonna not stop on Sunday.
Well, here's the thing: the Bengals were terrible last week against the Niners, right? But the week before, they almost put up 400 yards passing on Seattle. So what's the what's the despair? I watched the Bengals Seahawks game, so they do have some.
My survivor pick was the Seahawks.
Oh, were they really?
I was
Oh,
like,
you had me.
is this happening again?
Wow, they were getting crushed.
Week 1 or week 2, I'm done. I think, yep. Dave Zolnowski, Seahawks. He tailed me on that one.
Seahawks at home, man. That would have been a safe thing. But
And another thing, I think it's DJ Supreme on this. Did the record.
Yes. Well, in our last 5 games against the Bengals, we're 1-4 in one-score games. So that him saying that the Bengals will cover that -6 isn't too hard to believe.
No.
At least in recent memory.
yeah,
And what's Croft, Singletary, Trey White's in red again.
Trey will play. Yeah, he'll play.
Hashtag
Confirmed.
Hashtag.
Someone tweet that. Someone
Yeah,
tweet
get it
that.
out. Buscaglia.
Someone say Buscaglia on
Skaggs
tonight.
Hashtag Skaggs confirmed.
Get this.
Skaggs
Get
confirmed.
this.
Get it out there. Trey Day is gonna play, but
I don't know about Croft.
I was gonna say hashtag revenge game for Croft, more like hashtag doubtful.
As Topher says, did he run into a coffee table in the practice field? Like, what happened to him? He banged his ankle? What does it even mean?
I was gonna say, this guy stubbed his toe. What's going on?
Yeah, he injured the ankle on the other foot, not the broken foot, which would have complicated things.
That's big news.
Yeah, but
It's a new foot. It's a new foot. You got to take every bright thing out of it. It's a new foot.
It's
It
a
was
new
a fresh
start.
foot. It was a fresh foot.
a new start. Tobias keeping.
Really blew yourself on that one, Joe.
No, I don't know if Croft is going to be ready because it happened so suddenly, and I think they're all trying to figure it out. So we'll see from there. If I had to guess right now, I don't think Singletary's playing.
I agree. He's getting ready for New
Hamstring.
England.
No. It's a hammy. He hasn't done anything yet. Taron Johnson is going on his 2nd week that he'll probably be out with a hamstring. You don't mess around with hamstrings, especially not with running backs.
No.
Not the stop slow. Quick start.
He needs to stop and go.
Yep.
Sean McDermott.
McDermott.
Ravenclaw.
Hashtag McDermott.
McDermott's definitely a Ravenclaw.
Definitely
Definitely not a Hufflepuff. Definitely not a
Slytherin. He's nowhere near a Slytherin.
Gryffindor does have a play for like the lion aspect, right, or whatever, but he's got to be.
I'd probably go Gryffindor for him.
Okay.
I would, actually in like personality traits, Gryffindor and Slytherin are very similar.
Slytherin
It's a very
gets the bad rep
similar-
because of the snake, and people hate snakes. That's the only thing. If it was like,
That whole Voldemort thing.
Yeah.
But
Voldemort was legit though.
But I was trying.
His analytics are insane.
I want that sentence somewhere.
You can
Voldemort's
post
legit,
it on
'cause
Twitter
analytics
and
are
tag
insane.
us at Trainwreck Sports. No O because we got sued.
I was between Gryffindor and Slytherin for Sean.
So it's definitely Gryffindor.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. So, gotta ask you.
Okay.
I got a couple futures on the Bills. Over 7 wins. Come on.
You're good.
That's,
Yeah.
I'm good.
You're good. Unless Allen gets hurt.
Okay, so you can say. So my next future, I got the AFC East at 12-1.
Don't like your odds.
What if we
The
beat
Pats
Pats
are up
3-4?
to a better start than 2007, dude.
Who cares? Who have they played?
If
And
you
they have the Jets this week.
if you beat the Patriots in Week 4, then
Do I have
running
life?
something-
Do I have life?
Slightly, but I mean the Patriots are still going up against a similarly bad
I know.
schedule.
That's the thing. I always say we got the.
And those coin flip
Cake
games
walk.
that the Bills are going to have, like Titans, Browns, like if 2 of those go to the wayside, then the Patriots are just going to break it
The
up.
Patriots.
The Patriots?
Sorry, Joe.
No.
You're not quite the insider you
Someone
thought you were.
tweet that. The Patriots.
The Patriots. Get it out, Joe.
McDermott
Exclusive.
and the Patriots.
McDermott and the Patriots.
It's a band.
Wait, now, tell me something.
Love that
If
album.
we beat the Bengals and we beat the Patriots, is this fan base even going to survive? Honestly.
I don't know. If they beat the Bengals, I don't know if this fan base is going to survive Week 4.
It's gonna be like the Battle of Winterfell at Week 4 if we beat the Bengals.
It is going to be insane there if they are 3-0.
more insane, the Battle of Winterfell or the Battle of Hogwarts? Gotta go Battle of Hogwarts.
Can we also throw the Battle of Helm's Deep in there?
Oh yeah, Battle of Helm's Deep was insane. So it begins.
Yeah.
Epic.
What was the first? The Battle of Winterfell.
Winterfell, Hogwarts, or Helm's Deep. The thing about Hogwarts was like he thought Harry Potter was dead. He strolled up like thinking like he was just gonna take like Hogwarts, and then he comes back to life. Like what a
I'll go Helm's Deep. That was one of my favorite battle scenes ever.
The giant ladders.
I would argue Battle of the Bastards was better.
BOTB was legit for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Thursday night football.
It's about to kick off. It's about to
Degenerate
kick
Zone
off.
on Twitter. I gotta get my locked in
DBZ.
because I know you want to fade me tonight. We got Titans -2 at the Jags. We had a team that's 1-1 in the Titans, who week 1 they crushed the Browns. We got the Jags who are 0-2. Joe, I'm a big fan of. I fade what the people like. I got my. I pull into my driveway today. My neighbor's like, "Who you got tonight?"
How many times do you think you say the word fade?
A lot.
Fade.
Like it's one of my in
His
my
persona,
vocabulary.
Darth Vader.
Interesting.
Yeah, but
For sure.
not for me. You don't fade me.
No, not fading you. Fading
Okay.
the public. Johnny Q.
Yes,
Public.
yeah. I fade the public. My neighbor's mowing lawn. He shuts it down. What do you like tonight? And I'm like, I like the Jags at home personally.
Okay.
Doug Marrone, locker room controversy. I love it. He's like, oh, I love the Titans. Immediately, I'm like, okay, this guy's smoking a cig, mowing the lawn. He's got no idea what he's talking about. The night before, he pulls in the driveway. My room's so close, my window is open. Who you got? And it's halftime. And I'm like, I'm on the Jets. And he's on the Browns. He's a public bettor.
Big time.
So what is he doing tonight? He's on the Titans. And I go, what's your biggest reason for betting the Titans tonight? He goes, because they blew out the Browns in week 1. Like, what?
Okay.
Like, that's your reason for taking the Titans tonight?
I might have a slightly more sophisticated answer.
Let's hear it.
I'm going with the Titans because I think their defense is actually somewhat legit. I don't know how. I think they're going to be a player for a wild card berth this year as well.
Joe.
Vrabel's a solid enough coach.
Joe.
The Jags have Gardner Minshew starting.
Yeah, he killed it last week.
Yeah, they do it like that, and you know why I'm taking the Jags. You know why I'm
Yes.
You know why I'm taking the Jags tonight?
Why's that?
Because they have Gardner Minshew starting,
Yeah,
and that's all the reason I need.
and what-
77% completion percentage.
say that.
Are you kidding me? Does the ball even hit the ground?
I will say, liking Gardner Minshew is very on brand for you.
Oh my gosh! You can be our mascot.
They should have beat the Texans last week.
They probably should have.
On the road.
Yeah, what do you think about that? That was an incredible
played- so
environment, and the Texans needed that win. They started 0-2.
So you played
Yeah,
you played the Chiefs,
Right.
and you played the Texans on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, Dougie's not losing this one at home.
Doug is not messing
He'll
around.
do whatever it takes. He'll go for 2 every time.
And are you kidding
I don't
me?
think that's right.
Marcus Mariota is going to come out.
I
on
covered him for a couple of years. I don't think you would.
Marcus Mariota is going to come out on a big 3rd and down. He's going to be trying to communicate those audibles, but you know what's going to be drowning him out? Duval. As we had to experience when we went to the Jaguar playoff game.
That's a fun stadium.
It is insane.
It's
the
a very
pools,
fun
and
stadium.
I'll tell you what, they might not pack up the stadium typically, but they get loud. That's an atmosphere and a half.
Yeah. But
All right.
I'm taking Titans.
Okay.
Sorry.
Taking the Titans
All right.
+2.
Can someone
Plus
get?
1.5?
I'm dead serious.
Minus
Can
2.
someone tweet
Minus
that
2.
on
I'm
the
sorry,
Trainwreck
minus 2.
account? It's time for the Joe B mailbag.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Who's got the first question? Who's
What
coming
do we
up?
got? Anyone
Who's
got
coming
one?
up? Topher,
We've
let's
been
go.
waiting. Here comes
Go.
Topher.
This has been big.
Yeah, this is huge.
We got to do
All right,
this.
so
No,
it's
come here.
nice.
Come here.
Get in here.
on
Get in here.
camera.
Get in here.
All right,
Fresh
so
from
I've
kicking
seen
ball.
this debate raging on since I think Twitter was incepted. Is Harry Potter a system Quidditch player?
Wow. It's big
He's
time.
behind the good O-line or whoever those guys flying around
Oh,
the
yeah.
gloves are.
Definitely
You know,
a situational guy.
Draco, you could say Draco's like the Rodgers, like he's more athletic. He was faster on the broom, but he was running for
He
his
had a
life
better
every
broom,
time.
though.
He was running for his life every time, though. So
Draco is a total Rodgers to Harry Potter's Brady, though, for sure.
Wow. Well, I did not know that we would be getting into the logistics of Quidditch here, but here we go.
Welcome to Trainwreck tonight.
Hugh Stickum, like all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, they had a great squad, those Gryffindors. They really did. Like the Weasleys.
Oh my God, the
Okay.
Weasleys.
Is he
Talk
all right?
about recruiting.
Is he okay?
Everything
He
is
just tripped up
okay.
the stairs.
Everything is okay. He tripped going up the stairs, but he still kept winning.
Burrs was too excited about his Spurs.
Burrs
tripped up the
way too
stairs.
excited about his Spurs. He was like the yodeling guy on Price is Right. Just
I was
went right up.
expecting him to come down and crash into the cameras. Yeah, he's a system guy. I'll say
Big
that.
time system.
We're on the same page, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Who's next?
What do we got next?
Questions. Sack bunt.
Sack bunt.
Sack bunt.
I got one after sack bunt, a quicker one, but it might last forever.
So this is going to be a boring question,
Yeah.
but obviously
pack in.
You've done it all. You've done radio, you've done TV, now you're doing the athletic.
Yeah.
And now you're on Trainwreck.
Now I'm on Trainwreck.
You've done it, now you've
Peaking
done
at
it
the
all.
right time.
Just hit the home run.
Where do you see sports media going? Is it going to be where you have to be a do-it-all like you right now? Or what's going to happen to sports media going forward?
I think we have already seen a convergence of everything. I mean, just look at all the different mediums and the stuff that they're trying to do. Like, if you're a TV station, I've seen multiple TV stations now with, still cameras out there and, getting into that game. They're starting to write more. Some are even podcasting. Radio stations are trying to do a little bit more video work. And even when I was at GR, writing a lot more. I mean, newspapers and our site, The Athletic, like we're getting into the podcasting realm. There was a time where the newspapers started to do a lot of video, and I think they're doing Facebook Live, and I still do videos for Twitter too. So it's basically the more you can do, the better, because you're more attractive to a potential employer. But yeah, it's kind of the way of the world. You have to evolve in that.
Do everything.
Yeah, no doubt.
And to add just one thing on top of that, because you really, being at GR, writing, and then going into TV, having done it all, is it all going to consolidate and get smaller where you have less jobs? Because let's be real, there's a ton of people doing things right now, but is there really the need for everybody that's doing it, and how do you see that eventually shaping up?
No, I think there's a place for a lot of different people. I mean, there's still a ton of people that watch TV in the area, and there's still a ton of people that consume the radio station the way that they do, and same thing with our site and the Buffalo News. Like everyone has a place. It's just how you kind of go about it, and what interesting things you're doing to add value to the people that want to know more about. If we're talking specifically about sports, want to know more about their favorite sports teams and everything like that. So I do think there's a place for everybody. It's just a matter of finding that niche and going for it.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah, appreciate it.
I want to say, sack bunt, and I want to say the term multimedia journalist is going to be like historic in like 2 years, right? Because everybody's just going to be doing everything. Everyone's going to be doing every media for sure. Yeah, their jobs.
That is the core responsibilities, and I mean, you just have to do it. It's fight or flight, right? I mean, it's true. You got to do it.
Got to do it. Bengals, Bills.
I have 2 questions.
Oh, get him up here. Get him up here. Get up here.
No, get from here.
No, get up here. Shoot dog, get up here.
No.
I think that's against
Get
the
up here
rules.
so we see how closely you guys are related.
I got a question. Yeah, 2 questions. Joe, favorite NFL prospect you studied who's on the Bills currently?
Okay.
Second question is road game you're most excited to go to this year?
I think he just read that off of Matt Fairborn's Twitter. Oh, jeez.
I know you're
Fairburn
big-
said that?
No.
Fairburn tweeted that?
No, this is on my iPhone.
It might have been a fair burn, but it was a rotten thing to do.
Uh,
What do you think of that one? Feel free to use it around the athletic office place, which
We
there
don't have
isn't
an
one.
office.
Yeah, so like, I don't know,
The
what is that?
office.
What is that, a chat room?
the office is it's Slack.
Okay, Slack. So yeah, feel free to throw that one around the Slack room.
Sure, I'll the NFL Slack channel. Sure thing. God, what was the question? Oh, it's the favorite draft prospect that's on the Bills right now. Ed Oliver.
Oh yeah, you loved him on your podcast. You
Yeah.
always talked him up.
Yeah, I had him graded similarly to Quinnen Williams. I think he's a perfect fit for this defense. And here's a bold prediction for you.
Uh-oh. Buscaglia.
Everyone grab something.
Joe, that's your new column, Joe Buscaglia, for like 5 bold predictions.
He's going to get his
Hey,
first sack
grab
this week.
something.
First sack this week for Eddie O in front of the hometown fans. Are you kidding me? There's gonna be like a horse riding out in the field. It's gonna be insane.
He's gonna be standing on the horse as soon as he comes close to him. But yeah, I think the Bengals' interior line, not good. John Miller's their starting right guard. They just lost Michael Jordan, not that Michael Jordan, and now their first round, probably going to be a bust, Billy Price is starting at left guard. And then they've got this guy named Hopkins at center. Just watching the film on them versus the Niners, it wasn't.
Oh, it could be
It could be a bloodbath.
Cordy Glenn is out as well, and they've got Andre Smith starting at left tackle. Probably their best player on the line, now that Jordan is probably not going to play, is Bobby Hart at right tackle, and he's not great. So I like Ed Oliver to finally get a sack. He came close the last couple of weeks. I think it's going to happen this week.
So I saw Dan Brello tweet. Are they going to play Old Town Road when he gets a sack?
That would be fitting,
The
right?
crowd would go nuts.
That would
I
be
mean, can
fitting.
you imagine?
They gotta have a graphic ready. Like he gets a sack and like he goes through on the horse. Like they had the Mario. Remember when Mario Williams would get a sack and he would
That's
turn
true.
up on the tube?
Calling you
Literally, all I need is Eddie-O riding through on a horse like sack, and that's all I need. I'm
Yeah.
Get over there.
real quick though. Before we get into your prediction series,
Yeah.
over or under 4.5 crowd assists this week? Because I mean, you know how those work.
What do you mean crowd assists?
Well, they show them on the screen. You get a delayed game. You get a false start. Is that crowd going to really bring it and get an over 4.5? The home opener, that's a tough line.
you set the line at 4.5.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, because it was an expert set.
I'll go under.
Okay, well, we'll see when it goes over, like the Sharps know it will.
All right, final question. It's coming from producer Bird. We've heard it. You're a diehard Arsenal guy.
Yeah.
That's not good for this
They
guy.
frustrate me to no end, but I do quite like them.
You sound very resigned when talking about Arsenal. He's like, oh, I'm sorry that you like them too. Like,
Well, I mean, they had all the potential to move past Man City this past week, and they were up 2-0 at Watford, and then blow it. So there's some talk about whether or not Emery's going to be gone. It's very frustrating because they just played a Europa League game today. He started Aubameyang, which
Did the under hit?
what's that?
Did the under hit?
priorities.
Push.
I-
Priorities.
But he gave Aubameyang the full game after just getting a full game on the weekend, and they also have another game against Villa coming up. So it's just he manages his squad very weirdly.
Obama Ying. Is Obama ping when Jeff Rusak plays Barack Obama in ping pong?
Yes,
Okay, that's fair.
spot on.
I just want to make sure. Before we let Joe go, though, we got to get our prediction for Bengals-Bills.
Oh,
I'm going Bills 23, Bengals 14.
Prime time,
Bengals
prime time,
offense
prime time.
never gets rolling. It's kind of like maybe even a late touchdown for the Bengals. I think the Bills dominate. They're not going to look past this game, just like you said.
You
They
think
haven't
cover?
looked. Oh, I think they cover definitely. I think this is an easy win. I mean, -6 for the Bills. It's kind of even catching probably bettors offline. Oh, the Bengals are a good team. They're going to bounce back like they typically do.
Okay.
Dalton just doesn't have it this year, even though he is a Bill killer.
my biggest thing is like, do the Bills cover 3 straight spreads? And they're undefeated in the preseason. Like, I feel like they're due. I'm not saying they're going to lose this game, but it definitely, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I knew, like, it's weird. Like, I knew they were going to beat the Jets.
We can't assess
I
the
knew
Bills.
they were gonna
We
cover.
can't assess the Bills like we can assess other teams.
You're
though.
right.
The heart
you're
gets
right.
too much in it.
It's different. I mean, I guess you're right. They should definitely cover 6.
So
Like,
what do you
there's
think? What do you think
no
they're gonna do?
excuses. I mean, if they gave up 571 yards to the Niners at home,
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jimmy Garoppolo was at Mulberry's a year and a half ago. You remember that, right? You remember that? He was there.
I mean, you're
Singular.
You're coming into
Mulberry.
a raucous crowd.
Raucous. Tailgate Village is going to invade New Era Stadium.
I mean, the bus lot's gone though, right?
Yeah.
Did he
R.I.P.
say whether or not he's picking him to cover? Or?
He's stalling.
I'm just going
He's
from- I'm
stalling
going from a
big
betting
time.
aspect.
He's stalling
That's
big
what I
time.
want to know.
Bills cover.
You think Bills cover?
I
Give me a
do.
score. Give me a score.
If they lose by 3 or they win by 3, that's just I'd be shocked. But I'll go Bills 31, Bengals 13.
Oh wow, that's an aggressive cover. Here's why I'm not sure that they will cover. Because Joe Mixon really didn't get a chance last week, and his ankle is likely a lot better than what it was this time last week. Tyler Boyd in the slot is something to be fearful of because he is an incredibly good route runner. If the Bills go man coverage at all, they either have Kevin Johnson, who's really not suited for the slot, Saran Neal, or Dean Marlowe. So I think that's a potential spot where they can get beat.
If Andy Dalton's on the ground.
Offensively, I'm looking forward to watching that Quinton Spain, Geno Atkins matchup because I think that's a spot that the Bengals can certainly attack.
You think the Atkins diet is going to take advantage of us?
Of the country of Spain?
Yeah.
Perhaps, yes.
He's going to use Morse code to do it.
Oh,
Damn it! Damn it!
I'm going to try to ford the river.
Oh, all right. We're done.
I gotta get one more.
Damn it!
I can't think of one. Feliciano Diane.
You were like Michael Scott when he came up with pudding.
Yeah.
For the,
What? Wait.
for the-
One quick question:
Dessert.
if Joe B was an Office character, which character would he be?
I'm not answering
It
this.
strikes me as an Oscar, and I'm not saying that you're gay, obviously. Like, that's the
That
last
was
thing.
the question.
Very
that popped up on our
analytical,
feed.
by the numbers,
Well-
and you have a methodical approach to everything. And you constantly, I could see you if you were in the office, like, if you yourself, you would constantly be like, this is madness. Like, I can't be operating, but just like Oscar was.
I am
Alright.
so much more easygoing than Oscar. Though.
Yeah, you're not
off
uptight.
the
You're not
air.
uptight like
Off
you're
the
not.
air, we'll talk.
That's
That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, wait a
the
minute.
air.
Creed Bratton.
He's a Jim
Creed?
and Andy combination.
I was gonna say Jim.
I'll say Jim too.
Creed
gonna say-
is like
Sleeps at it.
Jim and Andy, the good qualities of both, because I could see
Okay.
I could see you being like a low key prankster like Jim was,
absolutely.
Or
just playing
Absolutely.
up on the fact that like you're a nice, respectful guy, very professional, and
Nice
then,
guy,
and then playing but then using that to your advantage also to play pranks because no one would ever think it was you.
And after
you
this,
know what he sounds like? You know what he sounds like?
Who's that?
You talking about all your WKBW people.
and,
Really nice, really respectful,
No, I'm-
great people.
I'm-
They
I'm-
actually are.
on the Andy Bernard,
Rivalries.
I could totally see Joe B punching a hole in Studio D after this episode when he's done. Like, really had fun with you guys. Boom! He's just like really pissed.
Well,
I was gonna say, Jim. I could,
okay.
you
Of
got,
course, you got the Jim.
you got the girl, you got Fritz.
Oh,
They're
that's fair.
definitely living in like Southtowns, wherever they're from, or what's that? Where are they at? Scranton, South Scranton. They're in South Scranton.
You would never have your wedding at Niagara Falls, though. That's the thing.
No, but I live too close.
Well, I mean, they didn't live very far away.
Are you close to a wedding?
Wow, this is
Uh-oh.
You're
Live.
this is the hard hitting.
Skags.
We have
No, it's Skies.
Skies.
yes, the French version. We've been together over 4 years now. She is absolutely awesome. But yeah, leave it at that.
Wow.
Absolutely awesome. That's a pretty good rating.
Yeah,
Here it goes.
yeah, she's great. Love her.
That's fair.
Fritz is my boy too.
How old's Fritz?
Fritz is almost 2 years old.
Well,
Little 9 pounds of fury.
What kind
Nine?
of dog?
Havanese.
So that's the max.
Max.
It's
He's
9 pounds.
maxed out.
One of the last times Beauvais was on here, he's like, Joe B just
Yeah.
got a dog, so he's like out of work for the next like 3.5
2 weeks.
months. No, he literally said 3.5 months, and we're like, well, now we're not going to get him for like a decade if that's how long like Joe's timetable.
All I'm saying is, don't be a Chrissy Maltasanti. Have too many cocktails at Lucia's.
Oh, don't fall asleep
You
on
head
Fritz.
home and
Don't
there's
fall
Fritz
asleep
on the
Fritz.
couch. You know,
Fritzy, I'll tell you what. The 2 weeks off thing. This won't surprise you. I did a lot of reading beforehand, and
Okay.
I saw somewhere taking 2 weeks off to just set the parameters for him, so that way you can just put your sole focus on that dog. And he is such a well-behaved dude. He's the best.
I went to work the next day, and my dog just peed everywhere. He was pissed.
Well, he's crazy.
He goes, how
too,
dare
so,
you?
yeah.
He was Joe Piscaglia. It wasn't,
final question. Do you ever see yourself living in the Southtowns?
Uh-oh,
Is
this is
there
the
any
biggest one.
chance?
This is the biggest
Is there
one.
any chance? Like,
I
Fritz is
have,
like,
I have before.
oh, you had?
Yeah, when I was in college.
No way.
Yeah.
Where'd you live?
Like Kenmore.
I don't consider Kenmore the Southtowns, though.
Are you kidding?
I'm sorry.
And we have an update from the Thursday night game.
I just
Gardner Minshew to James O'Shaughnessy. Touchdown! We have a 7-0 lead in Duval County.
Yeah, fade Joe B.
Fade
It's
Joe
Titans,
B.
sorry.
There we go.
Hey, I watched the All-22 on this Bills team. I did not watch it on the Jags.
And you're probably going to get watching on the Titans with that game coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
right?
Pat's first.
Okay, that's true.
Okay.
Priorities. He's not looking. Joby
you
doesn't
fired
look
up in
ahead.
Nashville?
Joby doesn't look ahead.
Yeah.
When are you flying into Nashville?
This Saturday.
Okay, we'll be
Sorry.
there Friday.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll have a great time. We're all
Saturday.
going to be there.
Quick
Saturday.
round of shout-outs.
Shout out, shout out.
I want to shout out
outs.
real quick. American Cancer Society, Western New York branch, amazing Coaches vs. Cancer event that we did. It's a group battle. We all got to be in, so check out ACS_WNY for how you can contribute.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah. You got to shout out somebody.
Well, I'm gonna shout out you guys because honestly, like, because coming through, seeing what you guys started to do, and how involved you are with like charities and stuff like that. It's super awesome to see you use the platform that way. And I have a massive respect for it. I know that took a turn into Serious Town, but I have a massive respect for that. So thank you guys for doing that.
No problem.
Brown, because I thought he had a phenomenal game this past Sunday, and he was picking up a lot of plays, a lot of third downs that were non-existent passes for us in the past, like chunk plays, moving the chains, and leading to success. It's an aspect of the Bills' offense that we haven't had in a long time, so I think it can't be understated.
Real quick, is it possible without John Brown, they're 0-2? Game-winning catch in week 1 and had a huge game too.
Yeah, it's quite possible. And the way that he comes back on routes too, when Allen gets in a little bit of trouble, he knows how to read the field really well. And there was a key third down pickup where it was one of Allen's best throws. He just fired it right in. And yeah, that's all John Brown. He's such a good route runner. Very underrated.
Shout out to #TweetYoSock game. Figure it out. Go to work.
Oh, wow.
Wear the nice socks. Who am I shouting out this week? Right now, this is tough.
Uh-oh.
You sounded like me when I was trying to consider my Command Darlene award for the Buffalo beat this past week. That was terrible. I had no idea.
I'm struggling. Somebody's got to pick me up. Producer Burst, think of something.
Joe B.
You can't say shout
No,
out to Joe B.
it is Joe B because we thought we'd never get this guy.
Oh, stop it.
What about the sock platter?
Oh, that was good.
Maternity leave and all that.
Shout out Dave Z and Zorba's.
Zorba's.
It's a great place right down the road. I mean, is it the Pew? I'm pretty sure it's the Pew. Great place to go before a Bills game. He'll be there. What time?
8 o'clock.
8 a.m. home
8 a.m.
games. Great place to be.
And before we let him go, he's got to shout out which one of us had the best game, doesn't he?
The best sock game.
Yeah,
Bring
where
him
is
up.
it? Where are we at?
Hold on.
Producers. Folks,
This
we are on the
is-
final countdown. No need for TNT. Here we go. We are going to have the
Hold on,
sock,
I wore these
the
specifically.
sock connoisseur.
I am so humbled that you all.
My
Where are your eyes
there.
at?
Wow. See, got him.
I gotta go on the floor.
We got these. We got
Oh my God! Look at these.
Brett, if
Are you looking? Joe, are you looking at this?
GM
I saw it.
Someone get that. Someone get that. As well. We got down here.
Prized wiener.
We got.
Oh,
We got
that's
some appropriate ones. We got some inappropriate ones. We got some planets. We got my dog Prince Philip. I don't know whose socks those are, but okay, nice socks. We got Tokyo. What do we got here? What takes the cake here for the sock game?
Wow. I was immediately drawn to the planets.
Okay, the planets. He thinks it's out of this world, so to speak.
But if I haven't shown mine yet. These are pretty nice.
Oh, that looks like a sweater someone wore in the 1980s.
And socks on your feet. Yeah, I'll probably go with the.
All right, we're going with the planets. The planets take it home, and hopefully.
What were yours?
Well, I wasn't wearing anything. Mine were the Prince Philip socks. My dog custom ones,
Oh,
and
okay.
mine were also to the left. That's not very appropriate though.
Look at
Oh,
those.
look at you with the little.
Oh, what is
slit
that?
there.
Wait, what is that?
What's that, a growth? That's
Wait a minute.
You might want to get that looked at, dude. Now you know why he would never wear socks. Oh my God, get that away, dude.
Well,
You don't want the popcorn.
You guys need to disinfect Studio
Yep,
D.
yep.
You know
We
what?
need-
I
we
got
need
my-
a full cleaning.
I got my dad's feet, and he's got acid gross all over him. So who knows what's on my dad's feet?
Nobody's laughing harder than GM Smokey.
I swear though, I had a shout out, but I can't remember. I'm really like, damn.
All our producers and our crowd here, which is awesome,
Oh,
showing
I
up
know
for
who's gonna
driving.
shout out.
Oh, what's he gonna do? What's he
Jen
gonna do?
Sturger.
Oh, okay. So you shout. Yeah, I haven't heard such excitement in Al's voice since we started Trainwreck.
Yeah, but shout out Jen Sturger, everyone here. We'll roll through it. Producer Burst, DJ Supreme, GM Smokey, Sack Bunt, Sack Catherine, Dave Z,
Catherine
Toft,
Botag.
Topher. Seriously, great time tonight, and Joe. Seriously, thank you for taking the time out of
No
your
problem,
busy
guys.
schedule and making this happen for us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Don't forget the intern.
Oh God,
A good
a
winter.
good winter.
Also an Arsenal fan.
Big Arsenal guy.
Let's go, Coy.
And a guy who TCBs takes care of business in more ways than one for Trainwreck. Doing a lot of work behind the scenes.
That is 100% a fact. Everyone, once again, thank you very much. Joe B, you ready?
I'm ready.
You know what it is?
I know.
Good night now.